Well, Democratic National Committee Chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz is under fire from Democrats. A new report in Politico, a devastating story, says, quote, the White House, congressional Democrats, and Washington insiders have lost confidence in her as both a unifying leader and reliable party spokesman. Long simmering doubts about her have reached a peak, that's for sure. So why are Democrats publicly undermining Debbie Wasserman Schultz? Joining us now, his counterpart, chairman of the Republican Party, Reince Priebus. Reince, thanks a lot for coming on this morning.
Hey, good morning, Tucker.
So this piece, which obviously you read, is absolutely devastating, and it claims that she demanded the Democratic Party pay her clothing tab. She basically jumps in front of TV cameras at every opportunity, that she sidles up to Obama at fundraisers to get her picture with him, annoying him. I mean, it's really mean and incredibly detailed. And it clearly comes from the White House. Why is the White House undermining Debbie Wasserman Schultz right before an election?
Well, I mean, you're 100% spot on. I mean, talk about mean, talk about unprofessional and cowardly. I mean, say what you will about the DNC, and quite frankly, I don't even view them as our competitors. I don't think they're all that effective. But this was a coordinated attack. There were two different stories. There's one in BuzzFeed and one in Politico, two different sources, so clearly totally coordinated. And they're trying to use her as a scapegoat for the 2014 midterm elections, number one. I mean, they're trying to find a reason why right now they're gonna make the move after November. They're using her as a scapegoat. But remember, these are the same people in the White House, though, that talk about the war on women. They talk about, you know, by the way, they don't pay women as much as men in their own White House, but when they've got a working mom running the DNC, what do? Instead of going over to the DNC with a cup of coffee, or you sit down for lunch and say, look, you know, it's not working out, let's make a move after November. I mean, that's what, you know, professional people do. But the White House, these guys are cowards. They're not professional. That's
an interesting point you make about the so-called war on women. I mean, this piece is not just a critique of her behavior as a manager of the DNC. It's a savage personal attack on her as a human being. I mean, you come away thinking, well, that's right. I mean, she's loathsome.
Right. People would have expected that we were going to be, oh, this is great, let's pile on. Look, I think some of the things she says, what she said a couple of weeks ago, saying, you know, the Tea Party wants to drag women by the hair, and Scott Walker, I mean, all this stuff backfired on her. Put that aside. What this illustrates is how unprofessional in every sense this White House is, and how they will try to use her as the scapegoat for a midterm and the president's policies and unpopularity that's going to create this problem in November for them. This is what it's all about. These guys at every level are unprofessional.
I want to ask you about Mary Burke, who's running for as a Democrat for governor of your state, Wisconsin, and there are new charges this week that she engaged in plagiarism in her jobs plan. Can you address that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, you know, copying and pasting and cheating and plagiarizing isn't a way to build jobs in Wisconsin, I can assure you that. So here's the deal. There is a person running for governor against Scott Walker in Wisconsin. She said the centerpiece of her entire campaign is a jobs plan, that she was well thought out. She was going to bring in her private sector experience. And it wasn't just going to be a plan for a campaign. It was going to be a plan to be implemented in the state of Wisconsin. Well, it turns out that she, in her campaign, plagiarized the plan from 3 other governor's races from around the country. On top of that, Tucker, she is a member of the Madison School Board. Now, can you imagine what happens to kids when they cheat and plagiarize in school? What happened to this Senate candidate Walsh in Montana? He dropped out for cheating.
Good point. Yep. Schools would not put up with that. Reince Priebus, chairman of the Republican National Committee. Thanks a lot for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Tucker.
Coming up.